Hey everyone, welcome to episode 3 of Building a Contact List. My name is Sean Banks. For all those who are new to the channel, I actually provide best practices and sales strategies for business owners leveraging this YouTube channel and platform. So if you are new to my platform, I highly encourage you to like, subscribe, and comment on my videos. For today's episode, I highly encourage you to go back and watch episodes 1 and 2. If you are joining us for the first time, the reason being is because in episode 1, I provide a framework for business owners to be able to identify who their ideal target audience should be as they're building their contact list. That is so important because you really don't want to waste time trying to build a contact list around people who are not even who's not even going to resonate with the message that you're trying to put out there to your community. In episode 2, as we take that framework, I actually show you how you go after with finding your the prospects for your contact list. And we do this leveraging LinkedIn for my people who are watching this video who are B2B. For those who are B2C, I didn't touch on it too much, but for B2C businesses, you really want to leverage social media such as Facebook, Instagram, maybe TikTok potentially, but I will cover that a little bit more later on as I put more of these videos together. But if you're new to this series, I highly suggest going back watching episodes 1 and 2. So much value, so much content in there that you can really leverage to actually help you get started on your journey. But today's episode is really focused around the resources and tools that you could be using to better manage your contact list as you're building it out. And it's so important to make sure that you're effectively managing that contact list because you really want to keep track of all the conversations that you're having with different people from that list. You want to make sure that you're keeping up to date with the contact information, making sure that you have the correct emails, the correct phone numbers. People happen to change jobs, to change roles. So you want to make sure that you keep that list up to date so that you're going after the right people and you're acknowledging them by the right title. Another reason why you want to keep this list up to date too is for follow-ups. If you're having a conversation with somebody and let's say you have a next step to give that person a call back, send them an email with more information. Maybe you decided to send this person a calendar invite to meet with them next week. You want to make sure that you're keeping all that organized and that information in a central space so that way you're not losing anybody. It only takes one time one misstep in your cadence to actually lose someone's interest. And you want to make sure that those follow-ups are very intentional. And the only way that you can make sure that they're intentional and they're on time is by making sure that you're keeping your records up to date. So this is a key reason why you want to make sure that you're managing your contact list in a very effective and efficient manner. Now, with today's episode, I am going to provide you with some tools and resources that you can leverage. I'm also going to give you some alternatives as well for those who probably don't have too much of a budget in place currently right now to invest in some resources that can actually help them with their business. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to give you some alternatives for free or resources that you can leverage to, help you manage your contact list as you're looking for customers and you're getting to the point where you can actually afford a system to actually help you automate with your follow-ups and keep track of people. And I'm also going to give you some resources that are paid. You can find those links in the biography of this content. Those links will be provided also in the show notes as well. But I encourage you to take a look at those, leverage those free trials as well to get a feel for those tools and resources. But by all means, this is only for when you are good and ready to actually use those resources. So that being said, let's talk about some of the free things that you can do to help manage and build your contact list. Now, a lot of business owners, they find themselves using Excel. That's a good place to start. You can actually build out rows and columns that actually have the person's or contact's name, their title, the company they work for, their phone number, their email, and maybe you can also have a section for notes that you're going to take on that person as you're having conversations with them. Besides Excel, of course, you can leverage Google Sheets. You can also do this in a Word document if you want to. Those are just a couple of free ways, quote unquote, to actually help you manage this contact list. I will tell you there are some cons to doing this. With Excel and doing this in Word and Google, you're not going to have the automations that you expect to have. That's a key thing. Also, it's just going to be a lot of manual entry that you're going to have to do. So you're going to have to think about the trade-offs when actually investing your time in some of these free alternatives. So that's one thing to consider. Now, if you're looking for systems that are paid, that can actually help you with the automations, the follow-ups, that's where those links that I provided in the biography again, and the ones I'm going to provide in the show notes are going to help you. The first one I want to talk about, well, I want to back it up. I want to talk about CRMs. I've made a lot of videos about CRMs. These are customer relationship management tools. Um, CRMs, in my opinion, they're the biggest and best investment that you can make for your small business. It actually, like I said, besides the automation, besides the organization, it really gives you a central location for all the data for your business. I'm really big on CRMs too because you really want to have something that your business is running on foundation wise. And CRMs, you can use it to keep in contact with your customers. You can send emails, make phone calls. You can also do your social media from these CRMs as well if you need to. You can also be able to create funnels, create integrations to a lot of your other external tools, just so you can keep everything connected and in one spot. So I'm very big on CRMs. If you have questions about CRMs, no, please feel free to leverage my knowledge. You can email me at cashadvisors@gmail.com. I'll have that email in the show notes as well. But CRMs are very big. It's a huge investment. I encourage you to invest in CRMs. There are a lot of free CRMs out there too that you can leverage as well. But I really think that you really should be looking at how you can leverage a CRM for your business. Now, I want to go back and talk about those two CRMs that you will see in the show notes below. The first one is Thryv. I really like Thryv. I use Thryv for a little bit from my business as well. What I liked about Thryv is that it is very easy to use, very simple. It's not complicated at all. One thing I also love about it is the customer support that you can get from using Thryv. It is 24/7 support. So it doesn't matter if it's 1 in the morning, you can reach out to someone from Thryv and you will be able to get answers to your questions. If you're having problems with the system, you can get someone to give you some answers to help resolve those issues. What I like about Thryv too is that it's always growing, it's always changing, and they really take into consideration the feedback that it gets from its customer base. So if you have a suggestion for the CRM that is not currently doing today, you can also put those suggestions into the Thryv CRM itself, and someone from the Thryv team will take those suggestions, they'll put it out to the Thryv community for anybody else that's using the system to vote on it. And if that functionality that's missing get a high number of votes, then Thryv will find a way to implement that functionality into the system. Not saying that it's going to happen all the time, just because technology can be very iffy, and there are sometimes when it comes to integrations, tech companies they have policies and procedures they have to follow. But I really like Thryv because they really, really take the feedback from their customer base and use it as the forefront when developing their technology. If you want to see a demo of Thryv, no, you can click that link, you can fill out the form, and somebody from the Thryv team will definitely reach back out to you, and they'll help you set up with a personalized demo to show you how you can actually use that for your business. The second thing that I like about the second tool that I really recommend is Apollo. Apollo is another CRM, and for all my business to business customers or people who are watching this video, I really recommend Apollo, especially if you're building contact lists, because Apollo provides something that is really unique. They have a directory of all the businesses across the US and also Canada. So if you're trying to find somebody specific for your business, they're probably going to have the contact information already for you. So you don't have to go hunting for them on LinkedIn or going through Facebook or trying to find them via Google. So Apollo is that is that source for all the contact data that you may need. And they actually keep it very up to date as well. So if you're in B2B and if you're looking to build contact lists, if you're looking for signal scoring, if you're looking for trends, if you're looking to keep track of like what your customers are interested in, Apollo is going to be the tool for you to use. That link will be provided in the show notes as well, and they do offer a free trial for you as well to use their tool and see how you like it. But I think the biggest thing about using Apollo is having that repository of contact data is very big, especially when they're always cleaning the data, making sure it's accurate. I think that is really going to cut down on the amount of time that it takes for you to find a contact, whether you're trying to find them on LinkedIn or trying to find them from Google. So, again, Apollo is for my B2B customers. Thryv, if you're in the space of B2C, then I suggest you use it too. But if you are B2B as well, Thryv is another good alternative option. The only thing with Thryv, you do not get that repository of customer data, but still it's just as effective. Um, Other tools and CRMs that are out there that are free to use, definitely take a look at, HubSpot. They offer a free trial as well. They also have a free package that you can leverage. I know there's other CRMs out there as well that you can leverage too, that are free. But keep in mind, when you're leveraging the CRMs that are free to the community, you are very limited in what you can do and what you'll have access to. So just keep that in mind. Also, there's a lot of basic features that these CRMs will probably take away from the free product. They'll make you either upgrade or pay for their packages, just so you can get some of those basic features that you should have access to. Another thing with free CRMs too is they also like to charge a premium for certain features. So keep that in mind. That's the way that CRM companies are making their money. If it's not through licenses, it's through the functionality. So you want to be very mindful and wary of what CRMs you choose to use. And also you want to keep in mind specifically of what functionality that you're going to need. So if you're going to need that appointment setting, if you're going to need the ability to automate some of your follow-ups, if you're going to need the ability to create funnels, if you want the ability to manage your social media from your CRM as well, you want to keep that in mind as you're trying to decide what CRM to best invest in. With that being said, that's everything I had planned for this video. And this actually concludes the Building a Contact List course. Within these 3 episodes, I hope you got a lot of value out of it. And just to recap, in episode 1, we talked about using the 4W framework to identify your target audience. Hopefully, you were able to use that framework to figure out who your target audience is by asking yourself those 4 questions. Um, in episode 2, we took that framework that we built and we started surfing the web. We specifically used LinkedIn to actually find some of those contacts. For the example that I was using with the energy company, and we actually found some people that made sense to reach out to based on their titles and position that they had on their LinkedIn profiles. And then for today's episode, we talked about the importance of being able to manage that contact list effectively and why it's so important. And I gave you some tools and resources to look into that make sense for your business. And again, if you have questions about CRMs, the functionality, what you should be looking for within a CRM, feel free to leave comments and questions below in this video. If you want to, you can also email me at cashadvisors@gmail.com. But I encourage you, again, start thinking about having a CRM implemented for your business and start thinking about what functionality and features that's going to be important for you when looking for a CRM to invest in. With that being said, that concludes today's episode. I encourage you to, if you're new to this channel, definitely like, subscribe, and comment. I'm going to be posting more sales tactics and best practices here on this channel for you to leverage. And again, all of these best practices and sales tactics I'm giving to you, you can use them immediately. So if you have questions along the way, feel free to comment. Feel free to send me an email. I'm here to support you all in your sales journey, and I'm hoping that so far I'm providing a lot of good value for you. So with that being said, thanks for watching today's episode, and I'll see you for our next episode really soon.